support the community of Sderot, just north of the Gaza Strip. And I'm just wondering, and well, actually, first of all, I'm wondering whether it's just a coincidence or whether this is impeccably timed on your part. And secondly, whether you draw a distinction, whether you have any kind of sharp distinction between grassroots expression of support on the one hand versus lobbying per se. That's my first overall point. Second question is, what tactics would you suggest that people use to repulse the influence of the lobby groups? Because you've expressed yourself the trouble you have, and even getting into the conversation at hand, you have to justify your position. And here in Canada, we don't have a huge load of support for Palestinians. Actually, the debate is along similar lines. You have to answer, the questions like, well, what about the, suicide bombers? I mean, the debate is constantly sidetracked. How do we repulse that? What tactics have you picked up?
Well, both of your questions basically get at the issue of what can be done to change this situation. And the problem that I have in answering your question is that I'm not an activist. This gentleman on my left can tell you one heck of a lot more about how to really influence the policy-making process, because he's been part of that enterprise for quite a while, has much experience, and has a number of bullet holes in his body from his attempts to influence policymaking here in Canada. I just don't know much about that because I'm a scholar, I'm not an activist. And what we tried to do is we tried to write an analytical book that lays out in great detail how the lobby works, what the mechanics are, how it works, and also make the case that its influence is largely negative for the United States. That's sort of what we did. And then what we've tried to do is go around and talk to people to present the results of our research so that people understand exactly what's going on. And our belief is that one of the ways you can change the situation, gets back to the previous woman's question from over here, is to open up the discourse, just to get people talking about this issue. It's so hard to get people talking about this issue. Certainly in the United States, Israel and criticizing Israel is a taboo subject. Criticizing the Israeli-U.S. relationship is a taboo subject. So we felt that if we could write this book, get people talking about our arguments, that would go a long way towards changing the situation. By itself, that's not going to change the situation, but it would just get people to talk about it. This is why Jimmy Carter's book is so important, because Jimmy Carter got people talking. But the problem we face, and the problem Carter faced, is there's a massive collective action problem here. Other people are not standing up in the United States and defending us. Other people did not stand up and defend Jimmy Carter. And until that happens, it's going to be very hard to get a lot of movement on this issue.